Single player gaming. Single player games are awesome. Like the games I showed at the beginning of the video, yeah, they're on rails, but they're acted fairly well, and you have these epic scripted action sequences that you can't get in a multiplayer game. Single player games are awesome. If you've been playing multiplayer online games to the point where your blood pressure is so high that the veins on your forehead are about ready to burst from frustration, play a single player game. Single player games will refresh your mind. I kid you not. What's going on, guys? Before I get started, a huge thank you to New World Shogun for allowing me to bring my brand of low quality YouTube content to his channel, if only for a few minutes. Thank you, buddy. Hope you guys enjoy it. Single player gaming, multiplayer gaming. Ultimately, I want both. I want both in every game I play. But I was thinking about it. You know, when I started playing games way back in the day, yes, I'm a dinosaur, 1 foot in the grave, older than dust, you know, that sort of stuff. Obviously, we had single player games and we had local multiplayer. That's all we had. And then along came online multiplayer. And I think we've reached a point where there's a generational gap. There's the older guys like myself, and then there's the younger guys, and all they know is online multiplayer and esports and all that sort of stuff, so they don't really care so much about the single player. And it's kind of sad to see that the single player is getting left out of a lot of games. It is also kind of nice to see that they're beginning to consider putting single player back into games because people have been vocal enough that, hey, I want the whole experience. I want single player and I want multiplayer. Multiplayer does offer some things single player does not. It offers out replayability because it's more dynamic, because the artificial intelligence can't mimic what a person will do, right? So you always get different games. But that also leads to a lot of problems. You get these communities of people, they want to camp in corners, sit in a bush in a dark corner, ADS to the door. They'll find all the glitches and hacks and all the stuff to unbalance the game. Whether it's a shooter or a sports game or whatever, people will find ways to break the game and give them an advantage. Obviously, that creates frustration. But there's also server issues and, you know, various connection issues and all that sort of stuff to come along with multiplayer online gaming as well. So if you're getting burned out, I realized, you know, I've played almost nothing but online multiplayer games for the last 5 years or so, almost non-stop, and I've neglected a lot of the single player stuff. You know, I'll occasionally play through the campaign when I get a game, but usually it's after I've played the multiplayer for a while. So lately, the last, I don't know, 6 months, a year, I've been playing a lot more single player games, and I find that I'm a lot more relaxed. I'm a lot more focused when I go back into a multiplayer game, because as you play through the single player games, they are paced a certain way. It's not like a bunch of people just running around like chickens with their heads cut off and just intense, insane action all the time. They're paced, you know, and you can play through it at your leisure. You can take your time. It's more cinematic. It's more like you're going through a movie or a story of some sort, obviously. And you're not just being constantly bombarded by people doing absolutely obnoxious stuff or the companies putting out games that don't work properly. So like I said, when you've reached that point of multiplayer gaming becoming incredibly frustrating, go back and play some of the single player stuff. These are older games that I've been showing here, and I've played through the campaigns before, and that's one of the knocks against single player, right? Is, oh, it doesn't have any replayability. Once you play through it, then it's not, you know, the replayability is gone because you know the story and you've played through it. But if you haven't played it for a year or 2 or 3 years or more, you've forgotten certain sequences and certain areas and certain things, and it will kind of come back. It's a little bit of nostalgia. It's like, wow, I remember that. That was really cool. And it seems cool again. It seems kind of fresh and new. And certainly as other games are available, such as a game like Tabletop Racing, currently free on the PS4 through the end of May. Tabletop Racing, such a simple game. It's like RC Pro-Am or Micro Machines from back in the day. It's awesome. Sit down and just kick back and relax. Try to beat your own time. Try to beat the high scores. And if you want to go online, you can. But if you're getting really frustrated with online games, because you're not someone who just plays them casually for a few minutes here and there, if you're a casual player, you probably don't care. You're not going to notice a lot of the problems with the games. But if you're someone who gets on there and you're just grinding in that multiplayer online game, and you're spending all of your time there and you're getting incredibly frustrated, I got to the point where I would put the game down and then I wouldn't want to play any other games. Or I wouldn't want to play games at all because I was so frustrated with it, and my only options in my mind were to play online games. No, there's a whole world of single player games. Grab a single player game, kick your feet up, chill out, play through it at your leisure. You'll have a good time, and you'll be like, wow, my mind is completely refreshed. You'll feel more focused when you get back into the online multiplayer. At least that's what I've found. Don't overlook the single player stuff. Don't get caught up in the multiplayer, esport, all that sort of stuff. Multiplayer games are great. I love them. I'll keep playing them. Single player games are my baby. Obviously, that's guys like me that are old like me. That's where we started off with single player games. Don't forget about them. Give them a chance. Go back and play them some. Thanks for listening, guys. Thank you, New World Shogun, for having me on the channel. This is Urparanoid. I'm out.